latest fixation has been hot water with a lemon in it, and I can't stop. I literally drink it at least once a day, if not two. I'm obsessed. Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Olivia, and today we're going to be talking about all the series that I absolutely have to finish in 2024. Because here's the thing, I have a habit of starting series and not finishing them, but I want my new personality trait to be the girl who finishes what she started. You know, I like that. I like the ring of that. And so today we're going to be talking about all the series that I'm in the middle of and the ones that I need to finish. So I hope you enjoy. I think we're going to start with the physical books and then go on to the ones that I don't own yet. So the first book and series that I have to talk about is An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. Don't actually know what this series is called, like if there's a name for this series, but this book, I read it at the end of 2023 and I went so ham with the annotations because I had so much more fun reading this book than I expected. There's a lot that goes on in this book, but I feel like the most important thing, the thing that might grab your attention, is it is a dual POV story following Leia and Elias. At the beginning of the book, Leia's brother is arrested by, it's called the Marshall Empire, I think. Basically, he gets arrested and she makes a deal with the rebels to go undercover at the Marshall Empire's war college. And if she does this for the rebels, they'll save her brother. And so she goes as a spy to this war college and she meets Elias, who is the best soldier at the war college for the Empire. And it's so good. Like, it's so good, and I'm so excited to continue this series. The next series that we're talking about is Fourth Wing. This is, I think it's called like The Empyrean or something. But this book took the internet by storm last year. I'm not going to pretend that you don't know what it is and that I'm the one telling you about it, because realistically, you probably already know what this is. This book, I had a lot of fun reading it. I really enjoyed it. It was just so action-packed. I love a good romantasy. Like, I eat that up. I really do. This book takes place at another war college, actually. These two, similar. More similar than you'd expect. And our main girl, her name is Violet. She's been raised her entire life to become a scribe. And at the beginning of the book, her mom is like, hey girlie, you are not going to become a scribe. I'm actually forcing you to enter the war college and become a dragon rider. And basically the only way out of that college is to survive, which much harder than you think. And so, yeah, like I said, a ton of action, romance, dragons, so many fun elements in here. And so the second book came out not that long ago, actually. It's called Iron Flame, and I'm looking forward to reading that. I hope I like it as much as I like the first one, but I've heard mixed things, so we'll see. Then switching genres a little, the next series that I've kind of strayed away from, but I would love to get back to, is The Three Body Problem by, I think it's Liu Cixin is how you would actually say this name, but I'm not sure. This is such an epic sci-fi trilogy, and there's a Netflix show coming out about it, and so I would love to read the third book before the Netflix show comes out. But basically, this book starts out with our main character. He is a very brilliant scientist, and in this world, the scientists and like top minds of the world start dying, and scientific progress just gets completely stunted. And our main character starts to experience these things. Like, he can't make progress and his life is being targeted and he doesn't know why. And it's so much fun. If you guys like Dune or Ready Player One, or just like Aliens, I know those things are all so different from each other, but like if you like literally any of those, I feel like you'll like this. I will say this is not an easy read. Like, the brain cells will be firing. Your little gray cells. Is that what Hercule Poirot says? Those little gray cells? I think so. Your little gray cells are going to be working hard with this book. And the third book in the series is literally like 600 or 700 pages, and I just have been putting off that dense literature, but I do want to circle back because I think it'd feel really good to finish that sci-fi series. like looking at all the books I have, I want to like jump around with my genres that we talk about. So I think now I'm going to switch over to a little romance series that I have not finished, and that is the Knock 'Em Out trilogy by Lucy Score. I've only read the first book in this series, and it was so fun. This is like my sister's absolute favorite romance. I really liked it, and it's all the good tropes, you guys. Grumpy sunshine, small town romance. Our main girl Naomi at the beginning of this book winds up in this small town, finds out she has a niece that she didn't know she had, and pretty much has to take on this parental role. And of course, Knox, our male main character, I don't even know how to say it. Basically, they just like start off so bad, like on the worst foot ever, and things go from there. And there's a lot of drama and fun little small town characters. These books are pretty chunky. So yeah, I read this book. I also own the second book. Don't be fooled. I need to read the second and the third. But they're Kindle Unlimited. So that's probably where I'll read the second one. Okay, next up we have The Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien. This book I read in October of 2023. And it was so much fun. Like, if you guys like the movies, I feel like that primes you so well to reading these books. I think this type of like a little bit older fantasy can be really intimidating for people. But for me, having seen the films and really loving them made this book so much better because I could like picture the characters and picture the world in my head, which normally I feel the opposite. I prefer to go into a book kind of blind, never having seen the film before. But in a world where those films are just so dang popular, I didn't mind at all. And I think you would still love this even if you haven't seen the films. And this book, so fun. Again, it's so popular, so I'm not going to talk about it for too long. It follows our main character, Frodo, who is a hobbit, and he ends up in possession of this very powerful ring. And there's this evil force coming for the ring, and Frodo has to protect it and get rid of it. And this really fun magical fellowship forms of all these people trying to protect the ring. It's so fun. Next up, we're switching gears again. I'm loving this. So many genres to talk about today. I have the one and only YA fantasy, or no, gosh, I always call this fantasy. It's not. It's just like fun, mysterious fiction, we'll say. I read this book after an injury. Like, I got injured on a run and literally couldn't walk for like a few days after that. And so I was stuck on the couch reading this book. And so I literally read it in like 2 days. This book follows our main girl, Avery, who randomly, just like on a random like Tuesday or something, inherits billions and billions of dollars from this famous rich guy who she doesn't know. And the only way for her to keep the money is to go and live in his house for a year. But his crazy, chaotic family lives in that house and they want the money. So it's really fun and just like this big mystery story in a really fun like house that's mysterious. I don't know, all the good vibes. Gonna have to put my tea down for this next series, y'all. Okay, the next series that I need, this is like my number one series goal. There's two. There's two big series that I really want to finish in 2024. This one's going to come at no surprise to my returners. Yep. It is the Throne of Glass series. This is my second time. Well, I don't know if I want to drag you guys through the whole saga because I feel like I do it in every video. Basically, 3 years ago, I read the first 2.5 books in this series and then never got back to it until now. So 3 years later, here we are. I have read so far The Assassin's Blade, Throne of Glass, and Crown of Midnight. I am about to begin Heir of Fire, and it's so funny. The further you get in this fantasy series, the chunkier and chunkier the books get, and it's pretty like hilarious to me. I don't know, it's just such like a classic fantasy thing to happen. And this series follows a world famous assassin named Selena, who at the start of our story is a slave. Basically, like in these mines where she's working, you don't survive, like you don't live longer than a year. And she gets taken out by the prince and gets asked to compete in this very intense competition to work for the king as his personal little assassin girly. So she says, heck yeah, I'm gonna go do that because slavery sucks. and I think you can figure out the rest. And then the series kind of goes from there. So there are 8 books in this series. The last book is about 1,000 pages, so wish me luck. Wish me luck. All right, so the next books I don't actually own, so we're gonna pull up the rest on my phone. While I'm pulling these up, how are you guys doing? Let me know how I think February is when this video is going up. Let me know how your February is going. I would love to hear. And also, if you want, no pressure, I would love it if you guys put your name - your comments so I can say, hey, Joan, hey, Olivia, thank you so much. It's kind of a fun thing that I thought we could start doing on this channel. Your name - your comment. That might be too complicated, but I just want to feel the community, know your names, not just your username. So yeah, would love it if you guys could do that. So we can all feel like real besties. So yeah, because I am so grateful for each and every one of you. Remember I said, so this was my one of 2 big series goals. The next one, my favorite fantasy series that I have read to date, is the Darker Shade of Magic trilogy by V.E. Schwab. Now, again, I'm not going to dive into the reason that I haven't finished this series, but I read the first 2.5 books of this series and literally loved it so stinking much, but I have attachment issues and didn't want it to be over. So I never finished the 3rd book, which is a crime. And so this year I want to go back and reread this fantastic fantasy series. I'm just so excited. My sister's reading it for the first time right now, which literally made my entire month. And this book follows a very rare magician called an Antari named Kel. And in this world, there are like parallel universes, and it takes place in London. So they're like parallel Londons. And Kel, our rare little Antari bestie, he can move between Londons, and most other people can't do that. And he gets into some trouble, and the series is so good. So I want to reread all 3 books and then also read V.E. Schwab's newest book. It's something, The Threads of Power, the newest book that came out. That's like a spin-off. So I would love to read those this year. All right, this last one, I'm not married to the idea of finishing this series in 2024, but I'm definitely open to it. And so just in case, I thought I would throw it into this list. It's the last one that I'm like super intent on, or like, I don't know, it's on my mind. And that series is the 6 of Crows duology, ? I think. 6 of Crows I read years ago. I read the entire Shadow and Bone trilogy. Right after that, I read 6 of Crows. And then there's another book that comes after 6 of Crows that I did not read. I should have. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. I loved 6 of Crows when I read it for the first time. It's this like fantasy heist book, and I don't even know how to describe it. There's a bunch of POVs. They all have these different like skills and abilities, and it's a little confusing at first. So if you start it and don't understand a thing that's going on, that's okay. I personally recommend reading Shadow and Bone first. Way easier to understand. But yeah, you don't have to. And so I would really love to go back and reread 6 of Crows and then read, I don't remember what the next book is called, but read whatever comes after that. But again, I'm probably going to prioritize these over that duology. I don't know why that is. It's just what I'm feeling. So yeah. Okay, everybody. Those are the book series that I want to finish, or like at least make good progress on in 2024, because there's all these other series that I want to start. Let me know if that's a video that you guys want to see, like my series TBR, like the series I want to start versus like the books I want to start. Like I said before, let me know how your guys' month is going in the comment section down below. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Let me know what you guys thought about these books if you've read them. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a great day and a great reading month. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, you guys. Bye.